Folks, I have terrible, terrible news. News which is currently being suppressed by our allies in the media as it doesn't fit our progressive narrative and could potentially derail our hopes of retaking the White House. According to my anonymous sources on the ground, fear of the China virus seems to be fizzling out. My sources have chosen to remain anonymous, as they are afraid to get caught spreading non-disinformation. But luckily, you have me to provide you with truth over facts. The first piece of devastating information is that the severity and death rate due to COVID-19 appears to be on the decline. This is becoming more and more obvious as the case number continues to increase while the death number continues to decrease. If this trend continues, it doesn't bode well for our progressive movement, as we need more death and more lockdown so we can continue hammering Trump. The second piece of devastating information is that the number of diagnosed coronavirus cases is in fact being highly overreported, as hospitals are purposely misclassifying patients with COVID-19 in order to receive a federal reimbursement of $13,000 in recently printed monopoly money for every patient they admit with coronavirus. How do we know this is true? Simple. When doing a search on YouTube for the vague phrase of hospitals paid more for COVID, you were slapped with not one, but two fact-check warnings from left-leaning organizations. Let me take a minute to explain how this works to my progressive comrades, because conservatives already know this. Anytime you search a social media platform for a topic which goes against our liberal narrative, and you are slapped with a fact-check warning, it means they are trying to disinform you about something. But when you are slapped with two fact-check warnings, well, that means they are flat out lying to you. And in this case, you don't even need to mention coronavirus or COVID-19. If you search for just hospitals paid more and nothing else, you still get slapped with a fact-check warning about coronavirus. Isn't that amazing? This is how clever our liberal social media overlords are. Even without mentioning coronavirus or COVID-19, they know you are trying to break through the liberal narrative, and they deliberately put roadblocks in your path. Of course, our liberal social media overlords claim that they are actually trying to prevent disinformation with these left-leaning fact-check warnings, which might be believable if they had ever, even a single time, placed a fact-check warning on an anti-Trump narrative. Say, for example, the Russia collusion hoax. Or perhaps the false accusation that Trump labeled the coronavirus itself a hoax. No, my friend. Make no mistake. The only time you will see a fact-check warning is on something which goes against our liberal narrative. But let's get back to the issue at hand. If these reports hold true, and the coronavirus is indeed weakening, cases are being overreported, and fear is subsiding, then us progressives are totally fucked. We were supposed to be able to ride this wave of fear through the November election, putting all the blame on Trump and coasting our way to victory. However, if people stop dying, if the lockdowns end, and if the economy starts to bounce back, then we may be headed for serious trouble. Our liberal comrades in the mainstream media and tech industry will only be able to fan the flames of fear and hatred for so long before the general population realizes that they are full of shit. Luckily, by the grace of God, Russia has once again come to the rescue, and our liberal media is already laying the foundation for Russia 2.0. Classified information was leaked by yet another anonymous deep state hero, hellbent on getting Trump out of office. It claims that Russia paid Taliban soldiers a bounty for every American soldier they killed, and that Trump has been briefed on this intelligence but did nothing. Is this information credible? Is it true? It doesn't matter. Battle lines have already been drawn, with the White House claiming that Trump wasn't personally briefed on the intelligence because it couldn't be verified or corroborated, while the mainstream media is declaring it an open and shut case, accusing Trump once again of being in the pocket of Putin. Who will win this epic battle? Only time will tell. But whether it is true or not is irrelevant. Our progressive allies in the media will claim victory and use it to further damage Trump. The only thing that matters is pushing our liberal narrative and getting an establishment corporate Democrat back into office so we can continue our march towards globalization and enriching the Chinese Communist Party. And that's all I got to say. This is Chingron, signing out. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. And until next time.